How's it? Welcome back. So I had a comment come in on one of my recent videos on YouTube that I titled Switching Your Object of Attention for Hypnagogic Meditation. And on that video, someone was commenting that he can get to the point to where he sees the full-on hypnagogic image pop up, right? So past the really early stages of it where maybe it just looks like a center point or a soft diffused light or a starry night sky or something like that, but a real like full-on image. The problem is though is once he gets to that point and notices it, it tends to just instantly disappear, and that shit can get pretty irritating, right? And so he wanted to know if I had any suggestions on how to get around that. And so I do have one for him, but before getting to mine, I wanted to highlight a way better suggestion that I got from one of the regulars on the channel who hopped into the comments to help him out. And so I wanted to give this guy's channel a shout out. It's KM-OI9KS. And he was pointing out that when you have the real full-on hypnagogic imagery show up and you want to, keep that lucid perspective of it, keep it in view and keep watching it, you don't want to focus in on it like if you were trying to look at something with your eyes and really bring it into sharp focus, because it tends just to wake you up out of the experience and black everything out. So he was pointing out that when you watch it, you want to watch it almost as if you're watching something in your waking life with your peripheral vision, right? So you're kind of keeping track of it. You're kind of watching the screen over here, but you're not really focused on it and looking at it. And that's just a really amazing tip. That's a great suggestion. And like, even for me, when I get into this hypnagogic state and I'm starting to see these images pop up, I'm not like staring at it with my eyes, trying to bring it into sharper view. I really am just kind of keeping track of it as if I was just kind of watching something with my eyes open in my peripheral vision. And then this also made me think of this other practice called Lucid Form, which is something I got from Andrew Holacek's book, Dreams of Light, that I at least started covering many years ago, like 4 years ago or something like that. He talks, pretty much that whole book is about this Lucid Form practice, but a good summary of that practice is you essentially want to make your daytime waking life kind of feel as if it was a dream. So there's a bunch of ways of doing that. One really quick way I like to do it is you put like AirPods in your ears, put the noise canceling stuff on, so it kind of deafens everything out, and then you just walk through life, and it gets this kind of eerie, almost dreamlike feel. So that's a good way to do it. But another way to do it, and I used to do this a lot when I'd be watching my kids playing soccer for practice or in a game or something. I'd be kind of just sitting on the sidelines watching them, kind of just like spacing out in my head. But as I'm watching them play the game, I'm not really focused in on them actually playing. I'm kind of more just kind of keeping a very soft gaze and kind of just taking everything in all at once. And that really is, essentially like watching everything with my peripheral vision. And that's, and that type of approach can work pretty good for this whole hypnagogic thing. Anyway, got a bit sidetracked there. And then when it came to my shittier suggestion, I was just going to say, the progression of hypnagogia is the early stages of it, center point, soft diffuse light, starry night sky, something along those lines, not a real full-on image. And then as you get deeper into stage one of sleep, it will tend to be a flash of an image, right? So even if you're doing everything perfect, when that first hypnagogic image pops up, it tends just to be a flash, and it's gonna disappear again no matter what. So really, don't stress. You're doing everything exactly correct. Just keep writing that out, keep relaxing, wait for the next image to pop up, and you just keep rinsing and repeating that. Eventually those images will stay up a little longer, right? And then eventually it can start moving and basically turn into like a movie you're seeing and watching. But even when you get to that movie part, you're not staring at it like you would with your eyes, trying to bring it into sharper focus. You're kind of keeping this soft diffuse gaze on it, kind of taking everything in all at once, and you're essentially watching it that way. So anyway, hope that helps. Thanks for swinging in there, KM-OI9KS. You've been dropping a lot of great comments on on other people's questions on my channel, which is cool. He was even like coming in there when I was not posting very much for the past like month or so. There were some people on there who were leaving comments, and I do kind of pride myself on like trying to get back to everybody's comment that's ever been dropped on my channel. I know I've missed some here and there, but like, so I was going like weeks without even looking at my comments, and him and a few other guys were swinging in there and kind of helping people out and dropping some responses to people. So I do appreciate that. Anyway, with that said, we'll leave it there. And until the next video, keep your lucid dreaming practice and your hypnagogic practice legit. One more thing I should throw in there really quick, because he did specifically put this in his comment, is he wrote, are we supposed to just ignore them and pretend they aren't there? So that is totally an option, because if you did see it pop up, then you are lucidly or consciously aware of it. And so the real trick there would be just trying to maintain your lucid perspective, as you're doing that.